It never gets easy. It hurts just as much today as it did back then. When something like that happens, things are never the same again. You got me crying here now. I'm Manila Luzon, drag performer, and today I'm unfiltered. Today I'm taking off all this gorgeous makeup and answering a few questions. If I'm to describe myself, I would probably start with gorgeous, maybe pretty. What are some other synonyms for gorgeous and pretty? I don't take myself too seriously, so with the pretty comes the silly. My first real memory of wearing makeup was when I was a teenager and I kind of had some acne issues, and I wondered why it was okay for girls to wear like foundation, but boys weren't allowed to wear makeup. But then I got to be in a high school play where I got to play an old man, so I got to learn old age makeup, and putting on that heavy theater makeup was like my real first like makeup introduction. When I started getting older, I started to turn to drag because you can literally take on any role that you want whenever you want, and playing with makeup and hair, you get to do that. I came out of the closet about right when I was in college, and when I came out of the closet and I realized this is a perfect excuse to get up and drag. I've always wanted to do it. So I started doing drag and going to the amateur night at the Gay 90s in Minneapolis, parade around like a little baby drag queen, stumbling around in heels that were too big for me. I started thinking myself as beautiful for the first time, and when I took it all off at the end of the night, I still felt that way, and it really helped me, discover who I am as a person. Getting real deep here. Woo! Like my signature is, just combining, the glamorous side of drag and then the campy, silly part of drag. I like to straddle between. I think of myself as an animated cartoon sometimes.
Gotcha.
Remember that scene in Who Framed Roger Rabbit when he goes into that apartment and he thinks it's Jessica Rabbit, and then she turns around and it's like, oh man! And then she goes all crazy. That's me. That's me. You think you're gonna get Jessica Rabbit, and then I turn around and I'm like, hey. Oh my god, this one's stuck. RuPaul's Drag Race kind of fell into my lap, honestly. I was dating a drag queen at the time, Sahara Davenport.
I'm gonna walk down the runway like a fairy princess.
So she auditioned for the show, and I was very supportive. I thought it was really cool because my boyfriend, who was making a living doing drag, was like, this was a huge opportunity for her. So when she didn't win the show, I was like, well, hold on, let me just audition for the next season and see if I can pick up where you left off. And so that's how I fell into Drag Race, and it changed my life.
Hi, my name is Carl with K, not a C. Sometimes I go by the name of Manila Luzon.
Being on Drag Race really did change my life. Because I was on TV and now people were watching me, it made me kind of take on the responsibilities of like what it is like to have like a lot of people turning to you and viewing me as a role model, if you can believe that. That responsibility is like helpful in my life. Well, I dated Sahara for many years, and Sahara was like one of my biggest inspirations for drag because Sahara was so fearless and so talented and so beautiful and so skinny.
I want each of you girls to know that even through adversity or death, love and energy lives forever.
I was so proud of her. And when she passed, it was really hard because, as a drag queen, you think you're invincible. You put on all this thing and you feel like a superhero. Like, no one can talk to you. No one is more, gorgeous, and no one is more drunk than you. And then to see how, that's not the case, it's really hard. Her real name was Antoine Ashley, and that is a name that that's his given name, and so it makes me think of his family and our close friends. But Sahara is that name was also as much a part of her as the name Antoine Ashley. Antoine was so handsome and talented in dancing, and then he could switch it all up and be the most beautiful drag queen too. So he lives on as both. When something like that happens, those things are never the same again. You got me crying here now. Sahara had this dream of being a snowbird and keeping our apartment in New York City, and then during the winters we would go live out in Los Angeles. So I decided that I was just gonna do that, and I was gonna move out to Los Angeles. I had a whole family out here of people, so I kind of left New York City behind for a while. Now I started a relationship shortly afterward.
I'm looking for my husband. Have you found him?
I don't know. Have you found him?
I think we have found each other.
Michael Alvarez is my husband. I met Michael Alvarez in New York City, and he's from the Bronx. And then when I moved out here to Los Angeles, we started hanging out a little bit more, and he was just a person that was, he's just a really giving person, and he really helped me, through the loss of Sahara. And it was really tough, but sometimes when an opportunity comes, and sometimes you just gotta take it, and that's kind of what I did. And now I'm married.
What? I would like you to meet my husband, Michael Alvarez.
I lost someone that was really important to me, but that doesn't mean that I can't still find happiness somewhere else. I didn't win RuPaul's Drag Race, but guess what? I got to go on All Stars, and I didn't win All Stars, so I got to go on All Stars again. So, there's always going to be the silver lining if you look for it, or just a shiny silver-like lining, maybe LeMay. I don't know.
Good job.
Thanks.
You want one more for your leg?
Sure.
There we go. 3, 2, 1.